Hello, I just wanted to make a quick video talking about something that went on today. I've received a bit of criticism or pushback from people in the social justice community, or the femisphere, or I don't even know what the hell it's even called, about the fact that I played Quiplash, which is this online game, and this other game with Jeff Holiday and Sugar Tits, who is the wife of shitty douchebag anti-feminist Bering, and another shitlord type person. I received some negative feedback in this because the audience is full of people who will fling the insult name that Bering made up for Christy Winters, and that was peppered all throughout the hangout because in that game the audience can write down their answers, and a lot of the answers were just super offensive. There was a lot of N-bombs, N-words being dropped, offensive things being said about Jews, and particularly many offensive things being said about feminists and Christy Winters, and perhaps a lot of transphobia, misogyny, racism, etc. in that hangout. And I received criticism and feedback for not speaking out against that and just sort of being in the game and being in the hangout. Now, I do not have an actual excuse or anything. There is no, like, reason that I can give. It was basically just that that looked like a fun game and I wanted to play that game. That's about it. I understand that's not a valid excuse because, you know, you're still allowing these negative things to happen in front of you. And anyone who is angry at me or annoyed at me thinks I'm a sellout, thinks that I should have spoken up more, I should have defended my friends more, and I shouldn't have taken part in an environment where ideas that are harmful and negative towards other individuals are being perpetuated. I understand that's a totally fair criticism, and my reaction to these kinds of things when you get negative pushback about something that you've done is not to just tell everybody to fuck off and like, oh, I'll do what I want, I'm such a badass, I'm such an edgelord. From now on, I'm only going to say super offensive things because I don't give a fuck about what anyone, or no fifis or whatever. I'm not that kind of person. I will listen to what you have to say and say, is that reasonable? And I think a lot of that feedback is reasonable. But at the same time, I mean, I know me, and I know why I do things, and someone asked me, like, did you have a plan going in there? Like, is it trying to make the anti-feminists like you, trying to make the anti-social justice people like you more, trying to appeal to them, like you've got some strategy or something? And it's literally just like, nah, that game looked fun, and they're playing it, and I wanted to try the game. That's literally it. There was no agenda. It's not trying to achieve anything. Some people will say all you did was help, you know, transphobic ideas, racism, misogyny be normalized more. If that's the case, I do apologize for that, because that was not my intention. I'm sorry about that. And other people saying, you know, you're not standing up for your friends or people you know. And yeah, to Christy, I'm sorry, I should have spoken up more about the fact that basically that anti-feminists have turned you into this character that is not you, that they just use to attack feminism and attack people on, you know, whatever side, our side, something. And I should have said more about that. There are times when I just want to put aside the fighting and the back and forth and just do something enjoyable like that game. But I also understand that being somewhat of a public figure on YouTube, that does have implications, and I'm also aware of that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have no particular excuses for that or anything. I certainly think, like, anti-feminists, anti-social justice people will hate this video, and me saying that it's not just all about being as hard-ass and indifferent as you possibly can to people's concerns, because that seems like showing empathy or sympathy for things. Like Chris Pratt, who made an apology to deaf people because he made fun of the captions in a preview, apologized for that. People gave him so much shit, but all it did was fill me with respect that this person can put aside their ego and think about what it's like to be in somebody else's shoes. But all the edgelords say, barely anybody in the audience is deaf, no one was offended, he's not apologizing for any good reason, what a piece of shit. And that's ridiculous. He was doing something nice for a bunch of people who do exist and may see that, and he also said, go give to this charity for deaf people. How can you be against that? That's ridiculous. And I also feel secure enough in myself that I don't believe that because I play a game in a way that other people see as problematic, and which maybe I don't understand quite so well what's so problematic about that, that's suddenly going to mean I'm going to agree with dogpiling channels, and channels that harass the fuck out of tiny channels, people who demonize trans people, and black people, and Muslims, and all that kind of shit, that I'm suddenly going to agree with all that. That's not the way it works, so that I'm suddenly going to lose any of my beliefs about, like, the wage gap, for example, being a real thing. I think there are numerous reasons behind it, but I know it exists and it's a thing. Or me being anti-Donald Trump, anti-conservatism, and providing a safety net for people and providing a positive life for them. I'm not suddenly going to throw out all of those ideals just because I went on a stream with some shitty people, and now look, I don't, you know, I like Memory Holiday. I think she's perfectly fine. Jeff, I've had problems with him, but we can hang out and we can play a game. Doesn't mean I condone them, but I do understand that looks bad from the outside, and for that, apologize. I will say I've been getting increasingly tired of the back and forth and the point scoring online. It's something that I've really felt like moving away from because I don't find it very fun and I don't find it enjoyable. I don't like trying to take down other people, and when I see these videos of people trying to take me down, I'm bored of it. I'm really bored of it. I'm not interested in it. I know there are certain anti-social justice people and anti-feminist people who are still in that stew, but I don't really feel much like responding to all of that shit because it's not something that I find rewarding or interesting anymore. But I understand that there are quite a few people for whom that matters because they will have more at stake. Because me being who I am, I don't understand some of the struggles of people with different identities. But you know, people send me videos all the time. This person you know got wrecked, this person you know got ruined, this person got destroyed. And you look at major anti-feminist channels and it's all about crushing and owning people, and I'm just over it. I'm not interested in it anymore. That's why I want to make videos about my cat and shit. I don't want to make videos about personalities anymore. I'm tired of it. I think that's partly why I just go on a stream and I don't think about the implications of that because I'm tired of the whole back and forth, you know. But I understand that you can't really get away from that, and that a YouTuber like Kraut & T is still working on his ridiculous joke of, look at how bad social justice people are, and therefore I can link anybody in social justice to these random people, guilt by association bullshit that he's going to come out with. And just by interacting with him and some of those people, I am getting back into that stew, even if I'm not contributing to it personally by being involved in that, because like I said, it's so boring. And finally, on the Lacey Green thing, like Lacey Green hanging out with anti-social justice warriors, I've personally never been a very big fan of Lacey Green. Not in a negative way, I've just never really watched her videos, like they didn't really resonate with me. I guess they were too MTV-ish. So when she started hanging out with anti-feminist and anti-social justice people, I don't care. I haven't cared at all. I was completely indifferent to it, and I have been for some time. Again, I'm not judging people who do care about it. That's fine. But someone did have a good point, which is like she's now trying to present herself as like the reasonable, skeptic, potentially red-pilled, which is a fucking stupid thing, feminist. I don't have any of that baggage going on. You know, if people want to give me shit about the way that I conduct myself, I'll be open to it and listen to what you have to say. And I'm not just going to say, if you were more like me, you'd be a better feminist, you'd be a better social justice person. Because, ew, you're cannibalizing each other, you're eating your own, and all that kind of crap. No, people are allowed to criticize me. People are allowed to say, hey, I don't like the way you're doing things, and I do not feel cannibalized. But I still don't have it in me, just in terms of my personality, to treat other people personally like crap, you know? So if they're nice to me, generally I can be nice to them, even if they've got negative views. But I won't abide by people who pretend to be nice to me, but are actually not, because they're totally full of crap. So this ability to have like a non-political time with some of these people, and there may be some added issues there that people can rightfully criticize, it does not extend to owners channels like Satiritician, like Bearing, like Undoomed, probably like Atheist Gamer, Ranting Monkey, potentially a bunch of other ones. I have no interest in knowing ownage people at all, because you kind of represent everything that I hate on YouTube. And I know, some of the other people that I hang out with, they do get involved in the ownage, but I have also made videos where I go after a certain person and try to like prove myself to be their superior. So long as that is not like the main focus of their channel, I am still willing to have a discussion and a conversation with those people, but yeah, it doesn't apply to, for example, someone like Bearing. Get fucked. I have no interest in you. And I talked to Sugar Tits, and she was perfectly nice to me, but I'm not a fan of what you do. So there you go. Anyways, this is a video that will probably leave everybody involved unsatisfied. So there you go. Here's a video for the internet that literally probably nobody's gonna like at all. And yeah, I'll self-reflect, think about what I do. Alright, thank you.